Welcome to Fun and Games Side Quests. Every episode is a different host sharing a video game they love and why they love it.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kyle Stephenson, one of the co-founders of 61 Indie, a indie gaming media website where we're all about amplifying indie games and the people who make them. I'm also one of the co-hosts and co-founders of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast, a weekly PlayStation podcast where we talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation. And for my day job, I actually work in games. I do games PR over at Vicarious PR. So video games are very, very, very important to me. I love them both big and small. And I'm here to talk to you about one of my favorite games of all time and a game that introduced me to a genre that is all the rage now. And I hope will continue to be a rage for the foreseeable future. And that is the one and only Rogue Legacy from Cellar Door Games. Game came out in 2013, and it's been pretty much everywhere: PC, PS3, 4, Vita, Xbox One, Switch, iOS. It has a sequel, which is, amazing in its own right. It's one of my favorite roguelikes ever, but the OG Rogue Legacy is my favorite for many reasons. The first one, it's one of the most approachable ones. The way it introduces every mechanic and takes you step by step is amazing. The fact that it gives you the tools and to level up what you want to level up that you feel is important and give you some sort of ownership of how you craft your character in a roguelike is amazing. And to have like a refreshing list of characters to choose, which I'll get to in a second, but the fact that you can keep stats and level ups consistent throughout each descendant in this game is pretty amazing and pretty forgiving, as well as being able to like lock down the castle and keep the layout the same if you don't want everything to move on you. They do a lot very, very well, and that's why I love the genre now, because of this game. And I brought up Descendants. The Descendant system in this game is crazy cool. What happens is you are a knight and you're going in to get your castle back or free it from the evil that has fallen upon it. And then once you die, like you roll a new character, but in this one, you're rolling a new descendant. You're an heir to the last person that just went and attempted to free it all. And each one comes with their own unique skills and traits that I really, really love. It makes everything feel so unique to that character and to the run that you are building, or going back to you having some sort of ownership of what you like to do in this game, where if you want a barbarian, you make sure you pick the barbarian. If there is no barbarian, you have 3 other choices to choose from, and to weigh the pros and cons of each heir and their traits. Like some is like, I forgot what the actual term is, but like there's just a neon rainbow trail wherever you go that you leave in its wake, or not being able to feel any damage, which means you won't get any knockbacks, or going on the pressure spikes throughout the level and not being impacted by them whatsoever because of this trait that this heir has is super cool and something that is very refreshing. Procedurally generated maps are also super fun, and the way that it leads you through the castle and each run is different enough to make it feel fun and fresh and have new challenges along the way to unlock chests, to get new armor or weapons or skills, and them each having their own challenge, like no dashing in this room, and you have like 6 seconds to get to the chest and you have to try to figure out on the fly. Keeps you on the toes, and it's the right kind of challenge where, yeah, you'll be bummed you fail it, but you know that you'll get another shot in the next map whenever it pops up, and it might be something even better in that chest than the one you just missed out on. Talked about upgrading your character and your equipment is awesome. Decide whether or not you want the armor to net you more gold per run, or one that absorbs damage and makes you gain HP and heal that way, because that is a very rare resource in your runs, is healing. So giving you ownership of how you want to play in this game is awesome. And bosses are huge and they aren't pushovers. And when you beat the game and you go in again, they have different versions of the boss. So again, it's all about freshness. It's all about keeping you on the toes and keeping things exciting to want to keep going in this game, right? That one more run itch is definitely a thing when it comes to roguelikes, and this is the one that introduced it to me. And I now blame this initial Rogue Legacy game for the probably 1,000 hours at this point that I've lost to this genre. And in my notes, I just mentioned, in addition to the normal runs and the end game having different remix versions of the bosses, you have new areas in the map. It's just all very, very cool. It's one of my favorites for a reason, because it was my introduction to the genre. It does so many things so well. It even ups it even more in the second game. But the first game holds such a special place in my heart and my gaming history that I am very lucky to be here to talk about the game and bring it to the table as a underrated gem. So yeah, Rogue Legacy is one of my favorite games ever. You should definitely play it. It's everywhere. If you want to hop into the second one, you totally can. There's some cool lore stuff, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just play Rogue Legacy. It deserves your time, especially here in 2024. It's amazing. Thanks for having me, y'all. Can't wait to come back again. And as always, happy gaming.
Have you ever been reading through a stack of comics and thought, maybe I should see what this Arkham Asylum game is all about? Or been playing Marvel vs. Capcom and felt like you were at a real disadvantage since you didn't know who half the characters were? Well, Play Comics is the show for you. I'm Chris, and each episode we take a look at video games based on comic properties and how well they stick to that source material. So whether you know the comics and want to know how all these games work, or you know the games and want to find out where all this craziness came from, go check out Play Comics at playcomics.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
CPOV. CertainPOV.com.